In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the design update for Halo, the Master Chief Collection. We're going to be touching on the challenge system. We're going to be looking at results for the Halo 2 flighting process. We're going to look at known bugs and issues and things that are being worked on. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and touch on the first look at Halo 3 on PC. So stick around. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me here today. Now the following information can be found over at halowaypoint.com, and I will put the link in the description in case you guys are interested in reading the full article, as I'm only pulling what I feel are the most important parts. Now the development blog starts off with talking to specific team members and what they're doing and how they're adapting to working from home and what their setups are. I'm going to go ahead and skip over that and get into the news and information. So again, if you guys are interested in knowing how they are developing the game from home, I highly recommend you go ahead and take a look at that. Now, that being said, the information reads as follows. This month, they are joined with this publishing update by a few of the team, the technical designer and the design director. Now, it starts off talking about the challenge system. It says, with the launch of Halo 2 on PC, we are releasing an early version of the challenge's features. This preview of the challenge feature is designed to meet one specific goal, granting players XP for completing campaign missions. Each week, the first campaign mission a player completes on each difficulty in each game in the MCC will grant XP. Difficulties stack, so completing a mission on normal will also complete that game's easy challenge, and so on. Upon completing these challenges, a notification will appear and the player will receive the XP payout tuned to the difficulty that it was played on. Each Wednesday at 10 a.m. in conjunction with the weekly matchmaking update, players' challenges will also be refreshed. These challenges can be completed in campaign or in the campaign playlist. In the future MCC update, the full challenges features will be released, and this will include a much broader suite of challenges which rewards players with XP, season points, and unique unlocks for engaging with game modes and content across the MCC in different ways. Challenges will be displayed to players via the Challenge Hub, which was missing from the Insider Flight, might I add. Players will also be able to pin a challenge to the main menu for easier tracking. Players will see their progress on a given challenge through notifications which appear every 10% of the way until a challenge is completed. Challenges will refresh on varying timetables, some weekly, some seasonal, and some for special events. Certainly excited about the flexibility of the system and looking forward to tuning the challenges to match how players engage with the game. Moving on, the article moves into Forge and PC file share. It says, progress on Forge is coming along for Halo Reach, with the focus being on improving controls for mouse and keyboard, UI improvements for PC, and adding support for remappable key bindings for Forge actions. In addition to core Forge functionality for PC, we also have infrastructure work to do in our file share system, which requires additional consideration for PC. Our goal is to support a cross-platform file share system that ensures the health and integrity of files shared in the ecosystem. PC gives users more flexibility in terms of what can be created and shared, which will result in new and unexpected content. We want users to understand where files are coming from and make it clear which are user-generated versus built in or considered trusted. We also plan to include an option to toggle file visibility for these different file types, so users have control over what is available and shown on their local device. Given how closely users associate Forge with file share, we want to ensure that all the appropriate infrastructure is in place, both before features are rolled out. The article then moves on to weapon and view model adjustments. Another feature that has been requested is the ability to toggle the weapon view model offset so that more of the battlefield is visible. They are adding sliders into the settings for the menu for each weapon category that allows players to change the X and Y offset of the weapon view model. The adjustment can be previewed in the pause menu like the field of view sliders, and if players want more control over the offset, additional adjustments are possible for the weapons in configuration file. Adjustments beyond what is offered in the UI are possible for custom games, though they will be limiting the adjustment for match-made games. And here is a comparison between the two view models. One of them is offset by 15% on the X and Y value. Moving into the featured playlist schedule, on May 6th is going to be Griffball. May 13th is going to be Big Team Battle Update. May 20th is going to be Experimental Playlist. May 27th is going to be the monthly feedback maintenance. And of course, on June 3rd, they're going to be bringing back Shoddy Snipers. Now moving on to the Halo 2 flighting recap, on April 17th, they began flighting for Halo 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary on Steam and the Windows Store. They invited just over 100,000 Halo Insiders and invited about 75,000 more for the final weekend. With this flight, it was all systems go for new flighting invites and messaging structure for Halo Insiders. The new Halo Waypoint-focused messaging included direct links to knowledge base articles, which were then hosted on the Halo Insider support site for Halo flight participants only. This messaging system and dedicated threads for installation instructions helped create a more streamlined experience and increased awareness of the support site. We saw a significant decrease in issues being reported that were on the known issues list and increased in-flight participants who were able to find and use their Steam keys. Later in the month, on the 24th, they updated the flight build and invited a second group of Halo Insiders to test out the fixes and some additional features from top reported and the feedback that was already known. As a result, they were able to close out many of the support tickets and saw a downtick in tickets being filed. They also witnessed quite a bit of feedback that the flight's performance and feel improved with the update. Now, my personal opinion, the game played very well to begin with before they updated the flight. Now, after the flight had been updated, when it came to the campaign missions, I noticed that performance was greatly increased. It seems that they maybe had the frame rate locked at 60 frames. And performance for the multiplayer was okay. When it came to Big Team Battle, I ran into a lot of lag, but the other playlists they had going, the 2v2 and the 4v4, ran perfectly fine. So hopefully by the time they decide to release it to the public, they can get the Big Team Battle mode ironed out just a little bit more. Now moving on, they go to the state of the game with the top community reported issues. Xbox performance is the top one, and it says they are actively investigating performance issues that people are reporting. And they've made some improvements that are noticeable and are continuing to investigate at this time. The goal is to bring the game back to what it was prior before Halo Combat Evolve launched. This is for Xbox players before the Halo Combat Evolved update. It did add in some problems here. The article moves on to pistol spread for Halo Combat Evolved multiplayer with a higher frames per second, and it is resolved and will be put out in the next update. Audio issues, they are continuing to quality check the fixes for Reach and other titles, and they hope to be able to flight this and gather feedback soon. When it comes to the stuttering issue, there is no active development, but they are continuing to investigate. With menu performance, they've made some improvements to the areas planned for a future update. They want you to submit a ticket at the Halo support site. The same thing with screen tearing with VSync. Co-op latency, no updates on this one, but there is no active development happening around improving the network code around the area of this game. And this, I feel, is a mistake. They really need to get on fixing the co-op latency. Halo is by nature a co-op game, whether you're playing the multiplayer versus or if you're playing with friends online. And the fact that the co-op latency doesn't have any active development and looking to get it fixed is a little disappointing, and it's something that 343 needs to move to the top of their list. Moves on, double key bindings, mouse input, view model, idle stops matchmaking, aim assist, and achievement issues and tickets. They essentially want you guys, if you're having any issues, to go to the Halo support site and submit a ticket for them. Going on to global features and development status, the ones that are actively in development are the progression system improvements, including challenges, and it was flighted. UI and UX improvements around navigation, roster, customization, and many more areas of the game. Text chat improvements, double key bindings, view model adjustments. In design iteration are additional mod support, additional video settings and options, in-game FPS cap adjustments, Steam account linking and customization improvements. In backlog, pending for further discussions, are input-based matchmaking, which is essentially if you're using a controller or mouse and keyboard, regional server selection, crossplay between Xbox and PC, VFR improvements, idle system improvements, bringing PC features like field of view sliders to PC and to console, additional accessibility support, a custom games browser, and better ways to report players. Now, there are some on here that I feel are super important and rely on each other. Input-based matchmaking and crossplay between Xbox and PC are the two that match up the most. On the remaining games development front, they are approaching a solid alpha candidates for both Halo 3 and ODST. The article then goes in to share some of the images from Halo 3. You have this one here, which looks really cool. And then, of course, you have the next one, which shows the point of view from the Master Chief with holding an assault rifle. And this is something that I've always looked forward to when having this game come to PC, is the different view aspect that you can have. In Halo 3 on the Xbox 360, one of the problems I've always had was that the game looked weird when it came to the way that the weapons and the characters were displayed on screen. When it comes to the assault rifle on the Xbox 360, all you see is the gun, essentially, and the same thing with the battle rifle. I don't know what it is, but I personally like being able to see a little bit of the arm and the hand holding the gun. I don't know if that's because it's done in other FPS games, but nonetheless, it is something that makes the game easier to play for me. It's a weird thing, I know, I don't know why, but nonetheless, I'm excited to be able to tweak those. Moving on to Halo 3 ODST, again, it's the same thing here, and this looks absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the PC versions and hopefully on the flight as well. But as always, don't forget, in order to be part of the conversation and have your voice heard, hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment in the section down below. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. I upload content weekly. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. I have both my social media, and if you'd like to support the channel, the links for that are there as well. But until next time, everyone, thank you all for joining me here today. And until next time, I'll see all of you in the next video.